When the weather turns ugly, size doesn't save you. Design does. Every year, big, expensive boats get caught out in bad weather and don't make it back, while a handful of smaller, tougher trawlers ride through the very same seas and tie up at the dock like nothing happened. It's not luck. It's the hull, the keel, and the way these boats were built to take a beating and keep going. By the end of this video, you'll know 7 trawlers that handle the kind of weather that sinks bigger boats. And number 1 is the boat old captains trust when everything else is turning back for shore. Here's something most people get completely backwards. They think a bigger, more expensive boat is automatically a safer boat. It isn't. Plenty of huge, gorgeous cruisers are built for calm marinas and sunny afternoons, tall, light, and top-heavy, with shallow hulls that get tossed around the second the water gets serious. Meanwhile, a proper Bluewater trawler is the opposite animal, heavy, low, and deep, with a full keel that grips the water, and a hull shape designed to take a wave on the nose and shrug it off. These boats don't try to outrun weather. They were built to live in it. And the difference shows up at the worst possible moment, when a storm rolls in and only one of those 2 boats is coming home. So let's count down 7 trawlers that were built to survive what sinks bigger boats. And I'll tell you exactly what makes each one so tough. Starting at number 7. Number 7, the Willard 40. This is a working boat at heart, and it shows in every inch of it. Willard built hulls for serious ocean duty, full displacement, heavily built, with a deep forefoot and a long keel that keeps the boat tracking straight and steady when the sea is doing its best to knock it sideways. The 40 doesn't bob and skitter on top of the waves. It sits down into the water and pushes through, slow and unstoppable. That weight that makes it slow on a calm day is exactly what makes it safe on a bad one. Momentum and a low center of gravity mean it doesn't get thrown around. Owners talk about riding out conditions in a Willard that would have smaller, lighter boats screaming for shelter, and the boat just plodding along like it didn't notice. It's not fast, it's not flashy, and you can often find one for a fraction of what the famous names cost. But when the forecast goes wrong, this is the boat you want under your feet. The next one was designed by someone obsessed with one idea: crossing oceans safely. Number 6, the Diesel Duck 462. This boat exists for one reason: to take you across an ocean and bring you home safely, no matter what's out there. Designed from the ground up as a long-range passage maker, the Diesel Duck pairs a heavy full-displacement hull with a feature you don't see on most powerboats: a steadying sail. That sail isn't there to make it a sailboat. It's there to dampen the roll and keep the boat steady and comfortable when the seas build, which is exactly when comfort turns into safety. Add a single, simple, reliable diesel and enormous fuel range, and you've got a boat that can keep going long after the weather has chased everyone else into port. These were built for people who actually cross oceans, and the hull reflects that, with the strength and the seakeeping to handle conditions far beyond what its modest size suggests. It's a smaller boat with the heart of a ship. You'll see fewer of them around, but the people who own them trust them with their lives. The next boat has an actual track record of ocean crossings to back up its reputation. Number 5, the Cape Horn. The name alone tells you the intent. These boats were built to handle some of the roughest water on the planet, the kind of conditions you find in the high latitudes where most cruisers would never dare to go. Cape Horn hulls are heavy, strong, and built like an expedition vessel, with a high bow to throw off big seas and the structural toughness to take a real pounding without flinching. This is the boat for the cruiser, whose dream isn't a calm marina. It's remote anchorages, cold water, and places that demand a boat you can absolutely depend on when help is hours or days away. There's a reason serious, experienced cruisers gravitate to boats like this. They're not buying looks, they're buying survival margin. When the weather turns truly nasty, the Cape Horn is in its element. It was literally designed for the worst the ocean can offer. It's more boat than most people will ever need, and that's exactly the point. The next one is a full displacement legend with thousands of safe ocean miles behind it. Number 4, the Kadey-Krogen 42. If you ask experienced cruisers to name a boat that feels safe when the water gets rough, this name comes up constantly. And there's real substance behind it. The Krogen 42 is full displacement, with a hull shape famous for what sailors call a kindly motion. Instead of snapping back and forth violently in a seaway, it rolls slowly and predictably, which keeps the crew comfortable and keeps the boat in control. That matters enormously because in bad weather, a boat that beats you up is a boat that wears you down and gets you hurt. The Krogen also carries serious fuel range and a proven record of long ocean passages, so this isn't a boat that just looks capable. It's one that's actually done the miles, again and again, in real conditions. And here's the bonus. Because it's so efficient, it does all of this while barely sipping fuel. Toughness, comfort, range, and economy in one hull. That's a rare combination, and it's why these boats hold their value and their owners almost never sell. The final three are the heavyweight champions of bad weather. Number 3, the Kadey-Krogen 49. This is the boat for the cruiser who refuses to choose between safety and comfort and gets both. The Kadey-Krogen 49 is a big, heavy, deeply built trawler designed for serious long-range cruising, with the kind of mass and hull strength that simply doesn't get rattled by rough water. Where a lighter boat gets shoved around, the 49 just settles in and keeps going. But here's what sets it apart. It pairs that toughness with genuine live-aboard space and enormous fuel range. So it's a boat you can actually live on, cross real distances in, and ride out heavy weather aboard, all in the same hull. For a retired couple whose plan is to untie the lines and go far, that combination is everything. You're not picking a fragile floating condo or a bare-bones workboat. You're getting a true seagoing home. Owners trust these in conditions that send smaller boats running, and they're known for bringing their crews home safe and rested instead of beaten up. It's a lot of boat for the money on the used market, too. The next two are the names that define what unsinkable reputation actually means. Number 2, the Nordhavn 47. When people talk about boats that can go anywhere and survive anything, Nordhavn is the name that comes up first, and the 47 is one of the finest examples they ever built. This is a full displacement ocean trawler, engineered like a small ship, an incredibly strong hull, watertight compartments, active stabilizers to flatten out the roll, and the fuel range to cross entire oceans without stopping. Nordhavns have a documented history of long, serious passages in genuinely hostile conditions, and the 47 sites right in the sweet spot, big enough to handle massive seas, small enough for an experienced couple to manage. This is a boat built on the assumption that something will eventually go wrong out there, and engineered so that when it does, the boat and crew come through it. That's a completely different design philosophy from the boats that fill most marinas. You pay for that capability, no question, but what you're buying is the confidence to be 1,000 miles from land and not be afraid of the forecast. And yet, the boat that earned Nordhavn its legendary reputation wasn't this one. It was smaller, much smaller, which brings us to number 1. Number 1, the Nordhavn 40. This is the boat that proved, once and for all, that size is not what keeps you alive at sea. Design is, because a Nordhavn 40 did something almost no powerboat its size had ever done. It circumnavigated the globe. A boat just 40 feet long crossed the world's oceans and came home, and in doing so, it rewrote what people believed a small trawler could survive. That's the whole message of this video, standing right in front of you in one hull. The 40 is full displacement, extraordinarily strongly built, with watertight integrity, a deep keel, and the seakeeping of a boat twice its size. It takes heavy weather the way a much larger ship would, because every inch of it was engineered for exactly that. And here's why it's number 1 and not number 2. It delivers that ocean crossing capability in a package an ordinary couple can actually own, handle, and afford to run. You don't need a 60-foot ship and a captain's license to cross an ocean safely. You need the right 40 feet. Old, experienced captains know this. It's why, when the weather turns and the big, flashy boats are racing back to the marina, the little Nordhavn just trims in and keeps going. Size impresses people at the dock. Design is what brings you home. So there they are. 7 trawlers, built to survive the kind of weather that sinks bigger, more expensive boats. And if there's one idea I want to leave you with, it's this. Never confuse size with safety. The boat that brings you home isn't the tallest or the shiniest one in the marina. It's the heavy, deep, well-designed one that was built to take a beating and keep going. Any one of these will give you something money can't usually buy. Real peace of mind when the water turns serious. Now, a lot of you are probably looking at these and thinking they must cost a fortune. Here's the surprising part. The prices on boats like these are dropping fast right now, and there's a strange reason why. I made a whole video on why these trawlers are suddenly turning up dirt cheap in 2026. It's right here, and it's the perfect next watch. And if you want more straight talk like this, subscribe, because the boat that changes everything for you might be in the next video. I'll see you there.